just finished with the set here. These are the new parts, and so that is 553 items for 76.37, and that's done. Now on to the next. So yeah, then now I'm going to start with this set here, 75378, and grab the minifigures, this one and these two. Like I said earlier, that one's not ready yet. And then get those guys listed. As for the ones that are partially assembled, or fully assembled for some of them, then these ones here will be listed on eBay rather than Bricklink, since they're no longer new, since I had to take them apart and put them back together and stuff for images. So those ones will go to eBay, but then I can get the minifigures all listed right now. So far I've finished with the boarding set and that one, so I have all these minifigures here. So then now, next up, we have, I'm not going to do it for these ones here since they're already listed like crazy. It's not like their price is going to be jumping up or down that much in the near future. I might still part these out tonight if I have time, but I probably don't have time. It's already getting later. So yeah, the next up is these four here, and then these five. Okay, I was worried there for a second because I knew there was five. So then after that, it'll be these five here, and then that will be done. So I've got all of the sets now opened up as needed, scanned in all the codes, and took out all the minifigures from it now. So it's this here, these ones here, I definitely do not have time for. Then some of the stuff was already put away, but then here's more of the recycle. And then I kept one copy of each of the instruction manuals just so I can identify what's what easier. But then after that, I'm left with all of this stuff here. So some of the stuff I ended up putting in the same container, others separated and stuff like that. But yeah, then have all of the minifigures here now. So then I am going to just check. So there's two different ones in there. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 different minifigures. So I'm going to grab 14 drawers, create a brick store file, and get this stuff listed. So just finished with all of the minifigures, so that's all on Brickstore now, and so then all 14, I'm not sure if I said 15 in the previous clip, but it's 14. So yeah, then that's all there. I might have to remove the comments that I use before I upload it. I know in the past there's issues with that, but then all the figures are $1,051, so I'll get that uploaded, then call it a day. Yogurt time. So then it's Monday now, and so 6 minifigures sold one of him, and all 4 of the stormtroopers there. So they're already starting to sell, so that's nice. But then today I am going to try to part out as many of those as I can. However, I do first want to respond to the local deal that I mentioned a few times. At least I think I did. And so then I do have to respond to that and try to get that all sorted out, because it should be all good now. The inventory for this set here is now approved, so I can probably list this now on eBay. Probably won't list it on Bricklink. It parts out, well, these things are estimated probably about $10 each for these guys here. So then it parts out for about 60 to 70 bucks, but it sells new sealed for about 80 something. So then I'll have to decide, because it is no longer technically new, but it probably won't affect the price that much because it's not like it's been built per se. A couple of minifigures were, but nothing else. So I'll have to figure out that stuff. Then the cardboard box and sticker sheet were approved for this set. It's still not done yet because I'm still waiting for the response on that. But then I can add that stuff to the inventory and then add the inventory for this, because this cape here, if it goes through, and unless an admin corrects me, which I might be wrong on, but this here should be the same cape as Luminar Unduli, excuse me, from the old Turbo Tank, I think it was. And that cape is like a $20 to $30 cape right now, but it was re-released on this, so just waiting for the admin to accept the PCC for that, to confirm if it's the same one or if it needs to go under a different entry or something. But it's nice cape there, but it's re-released, so its price is going to be falling. Assuming that's done, then I can add that to the inventory of this thing. So yeah, then I am going to get to work, first respond to the deal, and then start parting out stuff. So then the message is responded to, my offer sent, so we'll have to see if the potential seller accepts it, counters it, or rejects the offer for the deal. So we'll hear back on that. So yeah, then I should probably, well, I'll just put this here for now because I want to probably get some set parted out first. Then I actually found out I had completely forgotten to add the image for this. The other cardboard sleeve there was accepted, but then this one here, it wasn't, so I just checked and I couldn't find it anywhere. It turns out I had only added the entry without adding the image, so I had to take that image, get that added. I'm still going to leave this stuff here because I'm still unsure if I'm going to add the inventory for this set. If by time I finish parting out all the other sets, and no one else has started this inventory, then I might, because I have the other ones I need to part out, so I could work on that then. But then also you could have the argument that I should work on that first, because the inventory would take a few days to get approved, and then it would be done around the time I get to it, but I'm just going to leave it for a little bit now because I should really get stuff listed. So yeah, then I added the inventory for this, assuming the new PCC is accepted, and I dropped that. Still waiting to hear back on that, but I just went over that stuff. So yeah, then over here I am going to first probably just get these guys done with. It's the smallest of the sets, and then we'll get a whole bunch of minifigures listed again, so that's good. So yeah, I'll work on these guys here, and then can't work on this one yet because its inventory is still pending approval. Can't work on this one yet because it doesn't have the inventory yet, and I think that's all part of it. So then after this one, I could either work on these, or this one. I'll probably end up working on this one here and then work on that after I ship stuff out. But yeah, then I'll get started on this. And then if I part out this stuff and then I don't have time for that, then I might actually have time for adding that inventory. But then yeah, I'll start working on these guys here and get this listed. So I find it funny how I oftentimes just completely forget the methods I use for parting out a set in between times that I part out sets. Like, for example, when I parted out, which set did I part out on Saturday? I already forget. Oh yeah, the poly bags. I was using those containers because I thought that was the only containers I used for part out. But then I was gonna work on parting out these ones, and I'm like, well, it's gonna take up a lot more space than I have room for those containers, and I don't have enough containers right now, so I should use drawers. And then I remembered, oh yeah, I use drawers for a lot of part outs. But for some reason, I completely forgot about them for the last part out, and I completely forgot about them for this part out until I realized I wouldn't have enough space for those. So I'll use these drawers for the part out, for room, and then start parting these out, I guess. So just finished with the first part, and then also just sold I think it's the 7th minifigure. So this here was a 5s minifigure for $30. So there's that one from the hallway set. And so then there's that done. So now I've got all of the minifigures I need to bag up from these sets here. Set aside a few for eBay. Had one drawer too many. So I'll put that back on the pile. So yeah, then I'll work on these guys here, then can start putting this stuff away. So yeah, good progress. And the second 5s minifigure just sold now, so that is minifigure number 8, I think. So that's all of the parts there. Those are the new ones, so that is $296.92. But then, since it's already almost 6 o'clock and I have to eat supper and pull orders tonight, I'm starting to think I probably don't actually have time for that. So then I will probably then just work on the inventory for this set, because it's not like I'm going to be able to finish it today, but if I can get the first part of the inventory done, that would be good progress. So then I'll work on this then, and then depending on how much time I have after that, after I do at least a bit of it, then I'll probably try to get this listed on eBay for probably like $10-15 less or so than the new sealed ones, because there's not really that many used for sale, I can imagine, considering it was released today's the 6th, so 6 days ago. No, that doesn't make sense. Oh yeah, well, I think so. So it's not like a whole bunch of used ones on the market or anything like that. So yeah, then I'll work on this now then. So yeah, then just working on this set here. So then still have a few bags left to go, but then on the page here, just for anyone curious, this here's what the add inventory page looks like. You can add items, add comments, adjust quantities, delete items, add extras, all that fun stuff. So all of that data, for the most part, is pre-filled by Lego, because all of these numbers here, or was it only 2 pages? Yeah, or I think so. But all of these PCCs are copied into the page directly, but then it adds all of them, which includes some of the minifigure parts, so you have to delete those, and then you have to manually add the minifigures once they're added, once you add them, or if they're already in the catalog, you add them, and all that stuff. And then new parts, like this one here, I'm assuming it's a new and not a reused print, then you have to add that, and all that fun stuff. So yeah, I'm just first doing the sorting by color, where I just go through all the bags, sort everything by color, and then after that, I then go through each color and then confirm all the extras and all that stuff, and then find any parts such as this one, presumably, that I'd have to add, and then go through all that and get it done. So all of the parts are now separated by color, so there's that. And let's see, will the screen turn off when I put this down? It did not. That is rare. Usually it does go turn off. Put the blocking out. Whoops, that went too far, and it went back up. Put the thingamajig into the light. There we go. Now it won't go as much. There we go for that. Then we will start with the first one and get the page back up here, and then go to the top. So then I just dump this out and then set it somewhere on the side, and then just start finding the parts. So we got these two. It's the first two from there. So there's that. And then next up is the 3L bar. So we've got one here, but this part usually has an extra, so we can see that there's an extra there. So as you can see, the quantity is 1 here. So then I just go and put it to an extra of 1. Then I put the extra in that container so I can keep track of it easier. And then just rinse and repeat for all the parts. And then for parts like this one here, which are part of the minifigure, I just go ahead and delete that. And then, yeah, just finish with the rest of it. So just finished with the set now. Had to add a render for that part. I had to take an image for that part, and had to take an image for that dish there, because those two were new colors for those parts, and that dish was a new part. So only had to do that, so nothing too much for that one, because I had already added all the images for these guys and all the inventories for these guys, or the parts, still waiting for approval for their inventories the other day, on Saturday I think it was. So yeah, then now I'm going to pull orders, and then after that, depending on how much time I have left, I might work in the eBay room for a little bit. And then also have this stack of stickered parts that I'm sending off to someone who was willing to add them to the catalog. They have free time. I have had these things laying on the side for who knows how long, that at this point, probably a decent amount of them are now in the Bricklink catalog. But when I went through it was like one of these filled and one of these filled full of stickered parts. These here were the ones that there was just none of them in the catalog, because a lot of stickered parts aren't on Bricklink. And so then, yeah, then on the forum someone mentioned that they were willing to work on these, so gonna send them off to them. It'll cost probably like 10-15 bucks. They live not in a big city, so shipping's a bit more. So sending that off to Cyto Bricks. I probably pronounced that wrong, but then there's that, and then I'll put this other empty container over here, so yeah, then my dad's making really good progress on the 1x bricks, so that's all that's left. It's about a third of the 80-liter container. The rest of it's all sorted in those containers and all over the table there, stuff like that. So yeah, I'll get to pulling orders now. Sold some of the medium azure hinge plates. These are quite rare, from the Scooby-Doo Mystery Machine, I'm pretty sure. And so yeah, I bought 4 of them for $15.38 total. So nice sale there. So then the set is now listed. I'm just going to carefully put it right here. So I ended up listing it for 75 bucks. The new ones are listed at like 82.5 or something. That's Canadian. So there's that. And then I need to find Cedric, or however it's pronounced, Diggory, which I'm going to look here real quick. Probably don't have a good camera angle, because on Bricklink, there was his legs were put as an undetermined type, because it was Lego released 2 different patterns, and so it varied. And then as you can see here, with those legs, you can see that small groove going between the, not groove, line going between the two legs there. That was because this minifigure in the same set run had this version of the minifigure and the same minifigure, but without that line there, and there might be some other small differences on the legs. And so it is being split, and then in addition to that, we also have this minifigure, which is being split in the catalog as well, which is the same thing. And here you can see the difference side by side. That one there, there's no line versus the line that's there. So yeah, then both minifigures are released with both sets of legs within their production runs. So the minifigures are being split into two on Bricklink, because minifigures can't have alternates. So then I will work on that. Going to grab the photo background thing, work on some images for these, and then after that I'll call it a day. Yogurt time. So it's almost 4, and just getting to work now on the shipping day. Luckily I pulled most of the orders, but I couldn't get to work any sooner today because I found out like a week or so ago that my health card had actually expired. Well, it had expired more than a full year ago, and I never knew until just now. So I had to go to the local Canada or Service Ontario place and get that all renewed and all that fun stuff. So I finally got that done. But like normal, it was like an hour and a half. Well, once you include driving there and back, about an hour and a half total for that. So I've got a bit of a later start today, but then I'm not sure because I might have accidentally had my eyes facing opposite directions during the picture because I have to take off my glasses and then I have to stare at a point far away. But since I have my glasses off, I can't really see it that much. So when I try to focus, I know it's a weird thing, but then my left eye just goes a different direction. It is weird. So my new health card picture is probably going to be really weird. But it can't be that much worse than my previous one, which make me look like a 40-year-old thug or something like that. I don't know how else to better describe it. My photos for health cards and stuff are just really weird for some reason. And so then I am going to get to pulling the rest of the orders now. And then, yeah, just going to try to get everything shipped out, but it's already getting a little bit late. And I forgot to take up my teacup yesterday, or thermos, not thermostat. I keep getting the two mixed up. Just sold some Galador parts again, so then just these parts here from one of the rarest, if not the rarest, Galador set out there. There might be one or two rare, but I know this here's one of them. But then first up, sold the head of the guy there for $41.50. Then sold 2 of his arms at $16.61 each. Then sold his torso for $29. Then sold both of his legs for $16 each. So nice sale there. All in all, after shipping and tax, I paid $158.33 for these parts. So getting closer to the deal for the local thing for the Star Wars sets and a bit of bulk, so that is going good. Still trying to work out all the details because the seller asked if I could do cash on delivery, but the thing is I haven't used cash for work for I don't know if I ever used cash for work. So for however long I've been selling Lego for, I don't use cash. It makes it a lot more difficult for taxes and stuff like that. So I messaged back asking if they could accept e-transfer or PayPal. And for Americans watching, e-transfer is just a bank transfer thing in Canada. You just enter in, you go to your bank's website, you enter in the other person's email, and if they have a bank account and that bank account has that email connected to them, then you send them the money. You can add passwords to make sure it goes through and doesn't get accessed until you give them password and stuff like that, or you can have auto deposit on and all that fun stuff. So asked if they were willing to do that or PayPal instead, so waiting to hear back on that. I offered them $600 including delivery, and they said that was too much and countered with $450 or something like that. And but the thing is, they need to get a good deal too. So I messaged back saying, let me at least do $500. So hoping to be able to get that all sorted out. And so yeah, then now, since I finished shipping everything out, and then I have more time for parting out stuff now, so I don't want to get the sets mixed up, but I'm pretty sure this one here is the Sith Infiltrator, these here are the boarding ones, and this here is whatever that thing is. And so then I am going to work on parting out the R2-D2 set, 75379, which is a lot of stuff, a whole bunch of bags. These ones here, I only had to open a few of the bags for the minifigures because they are all in 2 of the bags, bag 1 and bag 2. I think bag 1 had R2-D2 and bag 2 had Malik. So yeah, then I am going to get started on these 5 copies of this now. Although I'm going to have to figure out exactly how I'm going to do this, since there's definitely not enough table space for all the drawers. So I might have to resort to my third method of parting out, where method 1 is using these, method 2 is using drawers, and method 3 is I just make piles on the table of the different parts. Because, yeah, who knows? I usually just try to make sure I put a bulkier part in the corner so nothing gets into that corner there. But then for the rest of it, you only have to worry about this. But the stuff can't really go any farther because it's connected on the sides there. So it's only that small gap there. But then, yeah, then probably just end up putting the parts loose on the table because there's not enough space. Otherwise, I don't have that table available or anything like that. But optimally, when this table isn't full, which is extremely rare, then I can have drawers set up on all of the tables and then have lots of room for that, for all the drawers and stuff like that. But that's just not an option right now because I got a whole bunch of Lego from the last deal I'm still working on. So yeah, then I'm going to get to work on this set now. So then now just got all of the bags laid out all over the table. So yeah, there's 12 bags in the set. 2 of them are open like I mentioned earlier. So yeah, then I'm going to start working on this. I'm not sure yet. I might work on it on this table and then just use this table for storage or something. But then the other thing that's beneficial about this sorting system, is that it's a lot easier to find parts from other bags. Like, for example, this white 2x8 plate is in this one, but it could very well be in another one, although I don't see any that's got the holes in it, so that's a different version. But for stuff like that, a lot of them are repeats, and when you have drawers or containers all stacked up, it's near impossible to find them. But if you have all of the parts sorted by color on the table into their proper molds, then when you go to put the next part there from the next bag, you can easily see if it has it or not. So yeah, then I'm going to go through all of this stuff now and get it listed. So, making progress on the set. The table here is already mostly full now. Small spot there for light blues for great parts. Just about to work on this next bag here. And then a few parts just to make it easier. I ended up putting in containers. So I leave those there. But then we have bag 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12 left. But there's no room on that table really. So I guess I'll probably start lining stuff up on this table now. But then just for anyone curious keeping track, just sold 2 more of the minifigures from the thing. One of the Darth Maliks from this set here that I listed, and then a second Saw Gerrera. So that is sold now. So then, yeah, so that's like the, I want to say 8th and 9th or 7th and 8th of the minifigures that sold that I took out before I started working on the sets now. So pretty good. So Jen, just getting to work now, and my camera is upside down somehow, so I'm going to be having to flip this video back up the right way when I get to working on the vlog. So that's a fun fact about this clip, that it's upside down. But then got some Lego in the mail today, and the package that I thought that I needed my photo ID for to get ended up not needing identification. So there's that, because it just showed up today. I don't want to show the address of the sender. So there's that. Let's see. So then today I got this set in the mail, just VIP points for it, just to use the VIP points on something. So yeah, it was like 20 bucks of VIP points, and then it sells for like 40 bucks or something. So there's that one. And then got this order in the mail today here from I know there's a name change recently, so I forget the name. Funky Figures, I think it is. Does it say on the package? I'm not seeing it on the package, but then there's that one. I think I paid, I want to say close to 200 bucks for this package, but there's a lot of parts I need in here for rebuilding minifigures, so there's that, and so that's good. I'll get to processing that. Then the inventory for the cape for this guy here was then approved, so now it's official that the dark brown cape that used to be exclusive to Luminara Unduli is now on that guy there, Keller and Beck or something like that. I can't remember his name, so there's that. Then yeah, just a couple things like that. But I won't be able to get to this stuff for a while because I have to work in the eBay room, get that all cleaned up, and all that fun stuff. So that's going to be taking a little bit, and I'll probably spend most of the day doing that. So I won't have time to, most likely won't have time to finish the set today, but we'll have to see. Yeah, then this is the end of the vlog. Thank you for watching. If you got this far, today is Wednesday, so next vlog should be out on Saturday.